So I forgot to set up today's video because, you know, I'm a fucking idiot. So instead, I come up with this on the fly. I have here 5 books. Let me just gather these up and show you the 5 books that I'm going to recommend if you want to study Beowulf. This is a good place to start. And I have a few bonus books back here, which you might be able to see right there. You might be able to tell which one that is. Now, all but one of these books I have already made a video on, so I'll link to those in the description below. But otherwise, let's just do this. So, first one, the verse translation of Seamus Heaney's translation. This is my favourite translation. There's a little bit of explanation on the translation itself. But otherwise, if you want to read Beowulf, the Seamus Heaney copy is, for me, the best one to start with. It's very poetic. Seamus tried to hold on to that the poetry of the original text. The second is Tolkien. Now, Tolkien, the reason why I chose this one, I love Tolkien anyway, as you might be able to tell from the bookshelf back here. But this is a prose translation. It's not a verse translation. So this isn't written the same way. This isn't in alliterative verse. It's in prose. And as you can see, it's vastly thicker than the Seamus Heaney one because this contains far more information on his translation. If I just come here, I can give you an introduction to the translation, notes on translation, introductory notes to the commentary, the select spell, and the lay of Beowulf. These are other stories that Tolkien wrote in the world of Beowulf. Again, it's just extra bits and bobs. It's a must as far as I'm concerned. Those 2 books are an absolute must if you want to read Beowulf. The second one was the critical edition from Norton. This is, again, the Seamus Heaney translation. So if you do want to read Beowulf, but you also want to get something a bit more of a critique on it, get this one because it comes with this translation anyway. This goes deep into aspects of Beowulf that I wasn't really considering when I first read it. There's a lot of interest in Jane Chance's kind of structure and unity of Beowulf, the problem with Grendel's mother. It's a really cool piece. It's a great book. It was recommended to me on a video way back when. I bought it, read it, enjoyed it. So highly recommend that as well if you want to get into more of the academic side of study of Beowulf. Second to last, penultimate book would be the Kevin Kiernan Beowulf and the Beowulf manuscript. Now this is a different viewpoint of Beowulf compared to everything else you might read. Most scholars are pretty much of the opinion that the poem itself was devised in the 8th century. He says otherwise. He says that the conception of the story is more contemporary to the conception of the manuscript, which is about 1,000 years old. Again, other scholars suggest that the manuscript that we have at the British Library is a copy of a copy. He says that that's an original. It's interesting to get this conversation from both sides and make up your own mind, or it's just nice to have all of the information anyway. But yeah, and the last one would be Sam Newton's Origins of Beowulf. Again, this goes into detail, much like this one does on it being a contemporary to the 11th century. He goes into detail on a lot of other aspects of it and its connection to Sutton Hoo and stuff like that. He does reference Kiernan a lot, but he also references another book, which I'll get to in a second. So those are the 5 books that if you want to get into Beowulf, you want to read Beowulf, you want to understand Beowulf, those are the 5 books I'd start with. In that order, by the way. Just for clarification, because, yeah, anyway. A few other bits and bobs that I think you'd be interested in. These are more... 2 of these are more of the academic side of things, and one of them is just for shits and giggles. I really enjoyed it. As we saw earlier, the Monsters and the Critics, which is a lecture that Tolkien gave in 1936 at Oxford University, going on about people are far too interested in the historical significance of the poem rather than just reading it for the fun of reading it, reading about a guy fighting monsters and dragons. This lecture came out 2 months after he sent off the manuscript for The Hobbit to Allen Unwin publishers. So he had skin in the game on this one. This is another book, the Kiernan edition. I have a 3rd edition over there, which is much older. This is a fairly recent copy of the 4th edition, but this goes into immense depth on the actual on the poem and the different. I haven't actually gone through this yet, but I'm seriously thinking about it, and well, I have one, so. But I hear a lot about it, and I bought it because I wanted to get through it. But I thought I'd add it to this because I wanted to bring it to your attention more than anything else. And again, it's a book that Sam Newton refers to a lot in his work, in his book as well. So if you're reading Sam Newton's book and you think that the Kevin Kiernan and the Klebe editions are worthy, get them. I highly recommend them. The last one is this one, nondescript book here. It has on the title page, The Tale of Beowulf. This is a translation by William Morris. This is a reprint from 1904. And it is The Tale of the Sometime King and the Folk of the Wilder Geats, translated by William Morris and A.J. White. Yeah, first published in 1895. Fucking hell. And this book was 5 shillings apparently, because it says so right there. But the language he used is unbelievably poetic, but in a much older form. So it's a bit more difficult to read, and it will take you a bit of time to get through it because it's just the cadences are really weird. But I really enjoy it, and I think that for the shits and giggles of it, if you really do get into, if you've gone through all these books and you really love Beowulf, for me this is a must-have. Now they've just re-released a version of this in a very nice big hardback thing. I get advertisements for it all the time on Instagram, but they want 530 quid for it, which is fucking insane. I think it's limited to like 500 copies or something. I think I paid 20 quid for this, and it's great, and it's more historical, and in my opinion, it has more value than the new one. So yeah, those are my book recommendations if you want to get into Beowulf. Yeah, sorry that I had to just throw this up on the fly. I'll link to all of the videos of those book reviews down in the description. The 4th edition Kleiber is the only one I haven't done because I haven't gone through this yet. And I only added it because I felt like it needed to be added if you're serious about Beowulf, which is why I have a copy, because I'm about to get more serious about Beowulf. Anyway, yeah. Like the video. If you like the video, subscribe. If you're not subscribing, I'll see you on Wednesday. I have prepared that video, by the way. I'm about to shoot it right now.